What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down round two. Um, I'm sorry. Today we're breaking down two round of 16 matches. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down two round of 16 matches in the FIFA World Cup. My official plays are USA to qualify at odds of minus 115. That is the later game at nighttime at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in California. So it'll be USA to qualify, odds of minus 115 for 1.2 units. And then the early game at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to take Portugal to qualify at plus 175 for 0.8 units. So I spent a lot of time going back and forth on Portugal and Spain because I think it's a very difficult game to predict. There are a lot of different ways to bet it. As far as I'm concerned, you could make a case for Spain. You could make a case for Portugal. I think there's a case to be made for the under. But after looking at everything, I think I found the angle that best matches how I expect this game to play out. So let's get right into it. We'll start with Portugal and Spain. The market has Spain favored, and I understand why. Spain have looked excellent during this tournament. They've defended well. They've created chances. They've looked every bit like one of the favorites to win this World Cup. But I think this line is giving Spain a bit too much credit, and I don't think there's enough respect being given to this Portuguese side. Portugal have only lost one of their last 9 matches. That's not a team that's getting dominated week in and week out. Now, since 2020, these two teams have played 5 times. We can talk about the history between these two teams a little bit because I think it's pretty important. 4 out of those 5 meetings since 2020 have ended level after 90 minutes. 2 of them finished 0-0, one of them finished 1-1, and then one of them finished 2-2 before Portugal advanced on penalties. Spain's only win during that stretch was a 1-0 win. That tells me something. Whenever these two nations play, they tend to neutralize each other. Neither team usually finds a way to control this fixture completely. So here's how I see this game playing out. I think Spain will have more possession. That's not really a surprise. Spain are one of the best possession teams in this tournament. I think they'll have the ball for long stretches. I don't necessarily think that means they'll be creating a bunch of chances. Portugal are extremely comfortable defending without the ball. They're patient. They will be organized, and they're very dangerous on the counterattack. I think Portugal will be happy letting Spain have possession if it means they can attack the space behind Spain's fullbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if in the first 30 minutes, both teams are very cautious. Neither side will want to make that first mistake. This is an elimination game. One defensive error can send you home. And as the game goes on, I think Portugal will grow into this game. I think they will create enough chances to remind Spain that this will not be easy. I wouldn't be shocked if Portugal scores first. I also wouldn't be shocked if Spain, comes back after Portugal scores first. To me, this is a game that's tied, entering the late stages. I think it's probably 0-0 or 1-1. I think this game is very, very close. Now, I seriously considered betting this under 2.5 goals at odds of plus 105 for a unit, but I didn't do it. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these teams stayed under the total of 2.5 goals. There's a strong argument for it, but then I asked myself, if I think Portugal are undervalued, don't I also think Portugal are probably going to score at least once? And if Portugal score at least once, I know that Spain will likely score at least once too. So suddenly you're 1 goal away from losing the under. And a 2-1 either way is very realistic. So that's why I decided not to force the total. Instead, I wanted one bet that represented my biggest opinion, which is Portugal have a better chance of advancing than these odds are suggesting. I also looked at Portugal plus a half a goal, or Portugal on the double chance in the first 90 minutes. But those are that's a very similar bet to Portugal to qualify. And they're very similar bets. Portugal plus a half wins if Portugal avoid losing in 90 minutes. Portugal to advance wins if Portugal survive 90 minutes and then win in extra time or penalties, or if Portugal just win in the 90 minutes. If I'm already saying this game is basically a coin flip, I'd rather just take the big, plus 175 odds. I think that's where pretty much all the value lies. So my official play will be Portugal to qualify. Plus 175 odds, 0.8 units. And now let's go ahead and move on to USA and Belgium. My official play is USA to qualify at minus 115 for 1.2 units. And this is another game where I think the advancement market is better than just trying to predict exactly what happens in the 90 minutes. I think Belgium have a lot of quality. They've shown that throughout this tournament. And they've shown that they can score a lot of goals, but they've also had moments where they looked vulnerable defensively. And the United States have shown nothing but resilience all tournament long. The USA is playing at home. They've been comfortable in these big moments so far. And I think this becomes another knockout battle where neither team separates themselves early. I expect a physical game. I expect a lot of intensity. I think the United States have enough athleticism to match Belgium. I think they'll press at the right moments. I think they'll create enough opportunities to stay in this match, whether they win it in 90 minutes or it goes to extra time or penalties. I like the United States' chances to survive. That's why I'm taking USA to qualify at odds of minus 115 for 1.2 units. Obviously, it's a huge deal that USA is going to have Fuller and Balogun available in the starting 11 for this game after he was previously given a red card in a ridiculous decision by the referee in the previous game for Team USA against Bosnia. That was not a red card. And the public outrage is what, pretty much led to FIFA. I don't know what the official branding is, what they said about this, but, they've decided to suspend that decision per se. And it's not going to be enforced. So Fuller and Balogun is going to be available for Team USA here. That's obviously a huge deal. But yeah, those are my two official plays. We're going to be taking Portugal to qualify at plus 175 for 0.8 units. And then we're going to take the USA to qualify at odds of minus 115 for 1.2 units. I think today's theme is pretty simple, guys. These are knockout games. I'm not trying to predict exact score lines. I'm not going to try to force totals. I'm just going to back teams that I believe have a better chance of advancing than the market is giving them credit for. Let me know your guys' favorite plays in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll be back tomorrow with more World Cup breakdowns and World Cup picks. Good luck, everybody, and enjoy these matches. All right, guys. See you later.